Hello, my fellow readers. I, Dark Symphony 777, with a fan fiction review. As always, link to the story will be in the description below. Please like, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notifications, like the video, and leave a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts of the story. And as always, these are my opinions, and my opinions are not indicative of everyone else in the world. So, who likes Cuphead? I like Cuphead. It's actually one of my favorite games of, I think, the last couple years. I really love Cuphead. Beautiful art, beautiful style, what they were going for. Pretty hard gameplay. I mean, yeah, it's hard, but, you know, it just made it more fun. It wasn't like the High Road in Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Fuck the High Road. I hate that level. I hate that level. I lost over 100 lives in that one level. But we actually have a really unique story. So the story we're doing is called Cuphead, the Musical. It's written by Mingler45567, and it is a musical. I'm literally serious. This is literally just a musical. So this is kind of a weird one because I cannot rate it and review it as a normal story. I have to review it as a script. Let me explain. At the beginning of the story, there is an author's note saying that this story is... Let me just read the full author's note. Welcome, everyone, to the Cuphead, the Musical fanfic. This is the entire script, there's that word, that I kind of hope someone else would see and make this into a film musical. This is Act 1, blah, 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 and then, you know. So this author wrote this entire story with the main purpose of someone somewhere probably on YouTube, finding out about it and then saying, you know, we should do something like this. We should make a actual project on this. And I would actually leave my opinion on that at the end of the video because I think it kind of warrants being put at the end. And so we have sort of a unique situation. So let's get started on the plot. So the plot. The plot is basically just the events of Cuphead. If you never played Cuphead or didn't really watch any gameplay of Cuphead, the plot is basically I actually explained in the very first song in the musical. Well. I don't think I can sing. Tell me if you think I did this well. Well, Cuphead and his pal Mugman, they like to roll the dice, but then they came up on Devil's Game, and gosh, they paid the price. And now they're fighting for their lives on a mission fraught with dread. And if they proceed but don't succeed, well, the devil will take their heads. That was supposed to be like a barbershop quartet. I more likely butchered that first song. Basically, the point of that song is there was these two boys named Cuphead and Mughead. They went to Inkwell Hell, and then they came upon a casino where they decided to gamble, and they kept winning. And so the devil found out about him and said they offered them one last chance. If you play one last game of craps, you either win, you get all the money in the house. If you lose, I take your souls. And so Cuphead, mesmerized by greed, rolled, got snake eyes, and lost. So they actually begged the devil for like some kind of compromise. So the devil gave him a list. I have all these people who ran away from my casino because they sold their souls, and they're like, I don't want to give up my souls. Here's a list of people. You're gonna go after them for me, get their contracts, and if you do that, I'll waive your contracts out. Which is fine. It's a simple play. It's supposed to be based off very old school games where not really much of a plot. Besides, thing happened, you do this and profit. You know, there was never a plan for this game to have an intricate plot. Its art style was its plot based off Fleischer Studios artwork. You know, Fleischer Studios, they made Popeye, they made they made probably one of the most iconic old cartoon icons ever in Betty Boop. These were the guys that made Betty Boop. And so they made all these iconic. They were probably the guys that kind of launched the career of Rob Calloway, who one of the characters, King Dice, was based off. I don't know if they completely launched his career, but you know, Fleischer Studios had a hand in helping him with promoting his type of singing. So the plot is basically like that, just some twists and turns. For one thing, there is more dialogue. Like, there's more ideas that, you know, of why they want to help them. Because of the simple fact, there's a big source of, like, fan theories about what each debitor wished for, paid their souls for. And so, of course, any fan fiction that kind of revolves around this idea has to at least touch upon at least some of them. And we're dealing with all of them. All of them from Cuphead Grande to the last one in the Phantom Express. And so basically we do have some extra scenes. For one thing, there is an extra scene in Inkwell City because there's 3 islands. There's Inkwell Glade, there's Inkwell Park, and then there's Inkwell City, and then finally Inkwell Hill where the devil is. And so they get help from other characters. There's lots of other twists and turns. They get there's actually 3 main characters in the story rather than in the game when there's only 2. In this story, it's Mugman, Cuphead, and then Baroness von Bonbon. She kind of shows up at the beginning of the first of Inkwell Park, but she kind of stays with them throughout the rest of the story, except for like near the end of City. So I kind of consider Bonbon an actual main character, but we're not gonna get about that. So basically, they journey through all throughout Inkwell Isles to save them and trying to figure out a way to deal with the devil. Also trying to figure out, you know, we shouldn't be gambling, we shouldn't be sinning essentially, while trying to help the best they can all the inhabitants that, you know, they're trying to get the soul contracts from. And some of them work Cuphead Legrande, he literally just gives them their contracts. Like, hey, yeah, I don't need it. I already believe in you enough, so. Then again, Cuphead Legrande's wish in the story was he just wanted to be big. That was it. Like, I just want to change size. I got what I need out of this. There you go. And then we get to like the Inkwell Isle City, where they're more cautious towards the devil's errand boys as they are, and they have to try and convince them over the course of the story and through each of their respective songs. I don't know who that is. I should silence this one. And overall thing. In terms of characters, there's only 3 real characters. 4 if you count the devil, because he kind of shows up enough that he's kind of the main antagonist. You have Cuphead, you have Mugman, you have Baroness von Bonbon, and you have the devil. So, I guess you kind of have all the debitors. I can't really go through each of them in particular. Let's just go with the main 4 as sort of as a group effort. So we have Cuphead and Mugman. They're brothers, and you know, Cuphead is the headstrong one, while Mugman is kind of the more, you know, feels sorry for everyone, kind of like trying to keep reining in Cuphead as much as he can. And, you know, wanting to help them. They get their powers from Elder Kettle and Pork Rind to help them beat back the debitors. Then we have the devil. We have, you know, he's a scum guy. He's basically a professional con artist. He kept tricking all these debitors, like, hey, you want this? Yeah, I can give it to you. Just give me your soul. And they're like, no. And then we have Baroness. We have Miss Von Bonbon. Personally, I'm really glad that the author picked Bonbon as like the one that kind of journeys with them throughout most of the story, because it's like, if you're gonna have one debitor, I mean, make it one, you know, that you can actually kind of bring along as easily. So it's you're either stuck with Cuphead Legrande, Hilda, or Bon Bon. You're stuck with them because, and I'm happy he picked the author picked Bon Bon because Baroness von Bon Bon is actually my personal favorite boss from the game in terms of aesthetic. Like you have a purple soda bottle like woman, and she has a candy cane, and she rides a cake, and she sends all her troops out to you. I think it's really cool. And not to mention, her part was actually pretty sad because she realizes she became a monster. And her wish was actually very sympathetic. She basically just wanted to be part of a parade because in this story, Inkwell Park has a parade that they do, like the Inkwell Parade and stuff like that. And she just wanted to be part of that. And so King Dice, actually gave her a contract. She didn't know King Dice worked for the devil at the time in the story. And so she signed it, thinking, oh, nothing's bad's going to happen. And then when she got duped. She actually was tricked into signing over her soul, not realizing King Dice worked for the devil. Now she's a queen. She's the Baroness, and she's going to make King Dice the king. And so, he left. And so he's like, bye-bye, and disappeared. So you kind of feel sorry for Bon Bon. And she was the one that I really liked a lot of these parts because she was ground control. She's the one who kept telling Cuphead and Mugman about the backstories of some of the debitors. So she was kind of helping them give more character development to the debitors. And I thought that was a really nice touch. Hildeberg did the same thing, but she only really did it with Bon Bon and Jimmy. Jimmy the Great, voiced by Robin Williams. Okay, so now we're at the grammar errors. There's a lot. I don't really see any grammar errors. Again, this is a script, so it's kind of very hard to do. Hard to see if there's any grammar errors or not. I'm not a grammar expert. I'm not a grammar Nazi. So if you see any grammar errors in the story, leave a comment in the comment section below. Pacing. There's only 3 chapters in the story. I felt there should be 4 chapters, mainly because I think each island should have been a chapter, like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and then the end, the curtain call. And I think that would have been more fitting to fit the musical needs. Like, a lot of the most popular musicals have 3 acts, and I felt, that would make more sense. Instead, the first chapter is literally the entirety of Inkwell Glade and half of Inkwell Park, and then chapter 2 is just basically the rest of the game, and chapter 3 being the curtain call. I kind of felt that was something lacking. I think with in terms of pacing, there is a lot of. In terms of the pacing, you have to take into consideration the songs. The songs I felt were hit and miss. This is very, very very, very subjective. But I didn't like every single song. There are some songs I think were really, really good. But there are some songs that kind of missed the mark. One of the songs being King Dice's theme song, mainly due to the fact I think that really should not have been in the story, simply because it kind of misses something when you don't have the theme and you don't have the actual voice. I can't really sing in my head. But some of them I really did like. I liked Bon Bon's story. I like Bon Bon's song. I liked Jimmy's song because he's like, na 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 na, hey, na na na. And I also liked the part near the beginning where he was about to sing, and Cup is like mourning the memory of Robin Williams, like, don't sing anything like Robin Williams. Cup is mourning him. He said, I miss him. And it's like, fine, you want originality? No. And I like the little fact that he did that. Hearing the nanas reminds me so much of Batman. I was like, he's being original by ripping off something not been by Ryan Williams. Nice. The Captain Briny Beard song I really liked. I liked Hildeberg's song. There are a lot of songs, but there's also a lot of songs I didn't like. I really didn't like the Root Pack. I thought that was very tedious. I kind of felt Sally's stage play song was kind of a weird one because the musical was actually more an extended version of another story the author actually written, where it basically just making all the boss levels into songs. And I felt that Dramatic Fanatic, the original version that the author wrote, was actually much better than this version. Not saying this one was bad, it's just was there really any need to switch the songs out? I mean, maybe. I didn't like Marine Corps. I didn't like the Phantom Express song. I think that one went on way too long. The Miss Chow. Some of the songs are just plain boring. I completely forgot about Rumor Honeybottom's story at the end, when, like, as soon as it ended, it's like, okay, I can't remember anything about the story. Cola Maria, I was like, it's okay. I do like the fact that Cola Maria technically beat Cuphead and Mugman in the story, because, like, you had to have some tension. So, you know, having Cola Maria be the one to beat them, I thought, it's fine. Dr. Carl, I think his song would have been better if not for the accent that the author was typing down. Maybe it would probably be better if it was spoken rather than typed. A lot of the songs in the Inkwell Glade, besides Hildeberg's, were either bad or forgettable. There were also little arcs, like there was an arc involving Rumor Honeybottom as a main antagonist. I think, I'll leave that for a little later. There was also a little arc in the Inkwell Park with them chasing Beppy all across the park. I thought that was pretty well done. Beppy got 3 songs instead of 1. I think that, you know, that kind of fits his character being a frenetic character, and of course how you're gonna do the levels. You gotta have some way to tie the levels in. So having Beppy consist of the 2 levels, I thought that was really nicely done. So we get to what I recommend this favorite part. Would I recommend this? This is kind of a tricky one, because the author purposely made this story not to be read. This story was supposed to be a video. The author wants this story, this script, to be turned out a video. So that kind of makes it hard to properly review it, because you're not reviewing a story, you're reviewing a script. And it's hard. I mean, this one is like, I would want to see this idea come to life. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it a little bit. But I do want to see the story come to life. But as a script, as a story, not really. But as a script, I can dig it. I think it's a decent script. Favorite part, you're basically looking at, just like the last story, Super Mario 64 DS Kara, the fanfiction. Instead, I'm just basically looking at what my favorite song will be. And I actually really, really liked, where was it? Captain Brineybeard's song. Shooting and Looting. I think that was probably the best song in the entire story. It was a 3-way tie between the Devil's song, Bon Bon song, and Brineybeard's song. I think Brineybeard actually edged both of them out. I'd have to put the Devil, like, just right behind Brineybeard and Bon Bon right behind both of them. But I really, really loved Brineybeard. I think anyone, if you watch this video, just try and find Brineybeard and you just feel how much fun that story is. Like, who would look at it? And it's basically Brineybeard, his ship, and a new character named Little Red. I don't know, I can't remember if Little Red's an actual character in the game, mainly because my friend is the one who has Cuphead, and you know, we have to add, you know, it has to be something like a first mate or something like that. It just feels so much fun, this story. Final thoughts. I mean, was there anything I would change? First off, I like the change the author did to the implementation of Miss Chalice, because the author admitted that Miss Chalice was supposed to be the mother figure. It was actually not supposed to possibly not show up in the story at all. But since Cuphead is getting a DLC, the author had to find some way to put Miss Chalice somewhere. And so kind of put her at the end, saying, "Hey, I'll be back. You know, I want to help you out sometime." And kind of leading into the last dinner, I believe, that Last Supper, Last Dinner, whatever it's called. I believe that's what it's going to be, one of those. And so we're going to be seeing more of Cuphead and Mugman and Bon Bon, because if the author is going to continue the story with more chapters, or at least write a separate story just detailing DLC, Bon Bon should be somewhere in there. You need to have Bon Bon in there. Come on. Bon Bon has to be there. It's missing a piece if Miss Bon Bon is not there. Also, I dare anyone who reads the story, say Baroness von Bon Bon. You just like the name. Baroness von Bon Bon. Baroness von Bon Bon. I do think Bon Bon should have played a more active role. Granted, she was stuck as a head for literally the entire story past her introductory part, but I really wanted to see more out of Bon Bon because, again, she's my favorite boss. She was technically my favorite character in the game. I really liked her design. I really liked her boss fight. Bon Bon was I actually temporarily rage quit Cuphead because she gave me and my friend such a hard time. My friend flat out rage quit Cuphead because he couldn't beat her no matter how hard he tried. But I kept trying, and I managed to finally beat her. I managed to eventually beat her, at least. And I was like, yes! It's like, I'm happy. These final two changes, I would actually are more subjective. First one, why isn't this story a complete attack? Like, this story, I'm still looking at it. This story does not have a completed tag on it. Now, more than likely, this is due to the simple fact the author probably took off the completed tag once the DLC was announced. Like, it's technically not finished yet. Now there's a DLC coming. Probably if there was no DLC, the author would have put a complete tag on it. So, take it out what you will. Second, I would actually love to see how the story would look in an actual novel form, in an actual novelization of the game. Like, what would happen? Like, would their characters be more developed? What would happen? I mean, I would love to see what happened because I actually do like the story, like the script, and I want to see more of it. So that leads me to the final thoughts, which basically amounts to what would we do with this script? The author wants this script to actually be a full musical, whether on YouTube or on Broadway or something like that. And I honestly would love to help out. I mean, I don't have any money. I don't have any way to financially help. I mean, maybe I don't know. Bring me up a message. I don't know. We might brainstorm ideas. I would love to see this idea come to life. I would really do love it. But I don't know how. I mean, first off, we would have to get probably Studio MDHR's permission to say, "Yeah, we're gonna make a musical on your game." All right. We'd have to get probably the funds. We have to get the actors. We have to get like the musical, what musical play, everything. Timestamps. There is so much stuff that would have to be done. I would love to see this come to life because I would review the actual musical if it does. But as it stands right now, I think this is just a quirky idea that honestly needs more love because this story only has 8 reviews. I mean, just show Mingler your love. Show the author your love. So that's my review on Cuphead the musical. This has been Dark Symphony 777 and cut.